Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Slight upside, just as we speak here, Ether broke above the micro resistance area that I shared with you in the last video, in which I explained that if we get a break above that micro resistance area, especially the level at 3,428, we might see a more healthy B wave. So either wave B in the white count, that was sort of the topic in my first video today, or actually it's now yesterday, about, okay, Ether might be working on a higher B wave. Now the question was, is it the white count or the yellow one? We still don't know really, but I shared with you that it takes really a break above 3,428 to consider it a higher B wave. And then the question is now, how high does it go? So we're going to talk about that. The idea is, obviously, this is the Ether chart, wave 4 correction. Nothing's really changed structurally, but there's a bit of a noteworthy development here. The idea is that in the white count, this white scenario, we see a wave W, X, Y. So the question is, do we really reach that area down there or not? It's between 2,742 and around about 2,290. That lower support area down there is really only for the case in which the price cannot hold the 50% retracement at 2,976. So that's our nearest support area. Ideally, we're holding that. It is possible that it breaks, of course, and the likelihood is actually quite high on the ETH chart. I still hope that it will hold that 2,975 level. But obviously I have no crystal ball, but I hope it does, because then I can keep my assumptions, let's say on the daily time frame, alive for ETH. Any sustained break below that 50% fib level will mean that I probably have to revise my count on the daily. But yeah, we're holding it at the moment, and then because we're dealing here with this WXY, it's possible that in the Y wave, in which we completed an A wave, this is now just the B wave, and we could then get a C wave down. That's sort of what I'm thinking is happening here. It could also develop a larger B wave. It's just a different structure. In that case, we say, okay, all of this move down was an A wave. We're doing a large A, B, C, and then come down. So either way, it seems to be working on a higher B wave. And if we zoom in a little bit, looking at that white count, we can calculate the fib extensions based on the length of the small A wave, go to the low of the B, and it takes us to 3,450. That's already, price already reacted there. That's obviously key resistance, actually, in addition to the other resistance levels that they were retracements. This here is now Fibonacci extension, in which we're just looking at the internals of that B wave. So as you know, B waves are extremely difficult to forecast and to trade. So it's also possible that this B wave just extends a little bit. And if it does, the next resistance levels are 3,513 and 3,550. So it's looking good overall. Trend is up short term. The higher that B wave goes, and that's regardless of whether that B wave is in the white count or the B wave is in the yellow count, which could be a bit more aggressive and send us to the $4,000 region. In both scenarios, there's a chance that we're holding another low, that we're holding within the orange support region in the event of another basically lower low. So if we come down from here, we could hold that level. And the thing is, that's so important for the daily time frame. Okay, now I gave you a target for that B wave, so let's see if we get there. I mean, it's basically arrived at the 100% extension, can go a little bit higher. I gave you those levels, and then I mean, if we see a break above the X wave high, that's 3,680, I have to assume that yellow is playing out. Can't be white then anymore. But yeah, that's sort of at the moment the idea on the ETH chart. I mean, there is not much happened, and all the previous comments remain valid. Ultimately, what most people should concerned about and concerned with, actually, not concerned about, but most people should really focus on, okay, when does this chart turn from a correction into an impulse, and do we hold the 50% fib level? That's sort of the main question here. At the moment, yeah, we haven't got any evidence that we're impulsive yet. So we're still dealing with a correction. There can be a lot of volatility in the correction, so please be aware of that. And we're holding support, so we treat it like that at the moment. That's my update about Ether. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.